ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new episode of Education between Public Access TV and the City of Iowa City Channel 4. From the headquarters of Public Access TV, I would like to welcome this evening a very special show. And what makes this show, I think, Mike, is the fact that we have for the first time five teachers today with us, and the leading teacher to 6 teachers. So this is the first time we have 6 teachers from one school, and the first time we have every parent of the 4 wonderful kids who are leading this project with us tonight. So this makes it very special. Agreed. Because you are in a very special school, right?
We absolutely are.
And I have on my right side here Jill Schaefer. And we are going to address a very important grant that you had, Ignite, right?
Yes, sir, we are.
And this Ignite grant covers 4 main projects, right?
Correct.
And one of them is the Yellowstone, right?
Correct.
And 3 others that you were going to mention too.
Yes, sir.
And before I mention the names of the people here, I would like you to tell me what's so special about Borlaug School?
Everything is special about Borlaug. Our teachers, for one, our students, our parents, our incredible staff, just the whole Borlaug community. It really is like a family. We all work together, we problem solve. We're there for each other for both school and personal lives. We care about each other deeply. We encourage each other to be better. Our students are supportive of us and we're supportive of them. And it's just super special. You walk into the building and you can just feel that it really has a true sense of community and wanting each other to succeed.
And we have, with you tonight, we have Sarah, and we have Tasha, and we have Katie, and Mickey, and Anna.
Yes.
And Anna is sitting with our great kids in the front, right? Mm-hmm. And on your left side is Emmett.
Yeah.
One of the big stars of the project of the grant, right? And next to him is Mackenzie. And next to Mackenzie is Shahd. And next to Shahd is Shanza. So the floor is yours now. Tell us more about this.
Okay, well, I am not going to dominate the conversation. I'm going to send it over to my amazing teammates and let them get started, and then I will join in, and the kids will join in, and it will be fantastic. So
last fall or spring time, last school year, the Iowa City Community School District Foundation sent an email. And in the email, they talked about the Excellence Fund and the opportunity for teachers to apply for grants. So we got together as a team and we talked about it, and we came up with the Ignite grant. And in essence, what we wanted to do was create a space for 5th and 6th grade students to be able to use their imaginations, think outside the box, work with their peers, work with each other to problem solve, to build, to analyze, to develop. And what we found from this project is not only that, but the students have learned to collaborate with their peers, how to present effectively, how to make use of real world scenarios. So we're really excited to share the grant with you tonight.
Any of the other teachers would like to add?
Yeah. So with the grant money that we received, we wanted to purchase items and technology and manipulatives that would really help our kids be able to use their creative brains and their engineering brains, and not just solve problems based off of a step-by-step solution. That we wanted them to use their own thinking. So some of the materials that we purchased were Legos, which you'll hear about in a couple of different projects. We purchased Bloxels, which is a way for students to create and build their own video games. We also purchased our biggest ticket item, which is a 3D printer, which the kids are very excited about. And the last things that we purchased were called Raspberry Pi, where kids can use coding to essentially create their own computers. So we've had a lot of fun this year getting to see the kids create.
Are you sixth grade teacher?
5th grade.
Fifth grade
Mhm.
teacher. So, any of you are sixth grade teacher, or all of you?
Yeah.
Mickey, you are sixth grade teacher,
Yep.
right? You have any kids here?
Yep, Amit is my student.
So, when you are a sixth grade teacher and you have a brilliant student working with you, how does it feel, the fact that this kid after 10 days is leaving?
It feels really good. Giving him the tools in order to be successful. I think he went above and beyond, as he'll be able to talk about, and he really took all the materials that we had and was able to just run with it and really extend his learning.
So can we jump and get to the real heroes here? And let's see, what do you think, Emmett, about what she said just now?
I certainly agree. I really enjoyed doing that project, and I really enjoy being in our class.
And in the next year, of course, you are going to move to a junior high school. Which one, North Central or
Northwest.
Northwest? And are you going to pursue the same activity or the same participation in?
Yes, certainly.
You're planning to do that. That's super. Back to you.
Okay, so I think we're going to start talking a little bit about our format for how we went about this. So they've already talked about the materials that we ordered. So I'll talk just a little bit about the sixth grade in terms of how we set it up. So essentially, we gave the kids a template to use, and so it was a group project, but each student had their own responsibility within the group project. So there were focus questions for them to answer that were pertinent to whatever their project was. And at the end, then they brought all of their work together to create a presentation that they then gave to the class orally. And that is the format that we used as a sixth grade team for both unit projects. And it was good because it really gave the kids an opportunity to learn how to be responsible and do their part, and how to problem solve when maybe there was a student in the group that maybe wasn't doing what he or she needed to do. And that's a real world thing. What happens when a piece is not complete? What do I do? Do I let it go? Do I fix it? What do we need to do to correct things? And so we just gave them the template with a few parameters, and then they took it and ran. So Sarah, do you want to introduce our kiddos, and then they can maybe talk about their projects?
Okay. The sixth grade one?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is Amit. He is in Miss Hanshy's class, and this is Mackenzie, and she is in Miss Gaughan's sixth grade class. Both of these are sixth graders.
All right, so Amit, do you want to talk a little bit more about your group presentation? And
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so in the Yellowstone project, we were each assigned a role, and I really liked the format of that. It was kind of different from other presentations or projects that I had done in the past. It also gave me a good opportunity to go above and beyond in the project, and it was all in all, it was a very fun project.
Do you want to talk a little bit about when you contacted Yellowstone?
Yes.
And what happened with that?
Yes. Okay, so we contacted the Yellowstone Park Administration requesting some resources to make our presentation project more comprehensive and up to date. After all, they would have the most accurate information. And a few days later, they sent some resources back to Miss Hanshy with some very detailed information and some beautiful souvenirs for our.
Which one is Miss? Because we used the first name here. So tell us.
Miss Hanshy's.
Yeah, so Mickey?
Mickey.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Super.
Yeah, that was really fantastic. Anything else you want to say, Amit?
Not really.
Okay. All right, so Mackenzie, how about you?
So I am here to talk about my 3D printer project. And so what we did is we went on to a website called Tinkercad. It was a very user-friendly website. We kind of knew what to do and where everything was, so it was really helpful. And so all of us created a design, and eventually we all voted out of our group which one we liked best and which one we wanted to print, because we printed one per group. So we chose mine, and this is what it turned out like. but it was based off an animal cell, and so some people did plant cells and some people did animal cells. So yeah, I just did this animal cell, and then what we did next is
Can you pass it to me?
Yeah. And after that,
Oh,
we
yeah.
started to make a presentation. Also, like the Yellowstone Project, asking questions about the build of an animal cell and how the parts work together, different types of cells. And yeah, we just kind of put it all together, and
That's very precise.
thank you.
Can we get a little shot of this? Because I think this is a very beautiful example of what they did, because this is not only an artistic product, but it's a scientific one too. So you join the science and technology with art and creativity, problem solving, all this together. So you see, this is a cell here. It's an animal cell, and this is the nucleus of the cell, and this is the cell membrane that's around the cell. And those little organelles there are called mitochondria. Probably our audience know the energy factory inside the cell is the mitochondria. So those are mitochondria. And the round one are the ribosomes. That's the one that makes proteins and help in the immunity. So this is wonderful. And around that, this space is a cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. So it's very nice. Excellent.
Okay, so Sarah.
All right, so I'm a fifth grade teacher, and we utilized both. We did the Legos, and we used them differently, and we also utilized the Bloxels, which is the kit to where they make their own video game. And so what we did, based on our science unit, which was planets and the Earth systems, they took that and they had to research on a planet, and they looked at the terrain, they looked at the atmospheric elements, and they had to incorporate that into their project and into their video game. That was also a group project. And then we also did a Lego project where they had to build cars that were ran on just a balloon. And through this process, they made a model with their Legos, they tested it, and they talked with their group, and they made edits based on what they had seen. Very scientific engineering practices. So with us today, we have Shanza right here, and she's going to talk about her Bloxels, and then we have Shahed, who is going to be talking about her Lego car.
So shall we start with Shah? We start first? Yeah.
So we were assigned groups, and we each had to draw out our prototype for our Lego cars. And after that, we met with our group members, and we had to figure out how to make like our sketch come to life. So we had a long process of breaking it and like rebuilding it and having it fail every time we tried to make it. But we eventually got it to work, and our class went outside to the hallway, and we all raced our cars to see. The first one was how fast, and the second one was the distance. And it was a really fun project.
That's very impressive. Shanza.
Yes. So we did the Bloxels project, where we came up with a story and we made a video game. So basically, it's an educational game based off of a planet in our solar system that we were assigned. So I was assigned Saturn, my group, and so we created a storyboard where there's an astronaut, and she's trying to reach Saturn to collect many chemicals and elements that come in like large quantities there. And so she goes there and collects the chemicals, and she learns some fun facts along the way that help her with her journey. So this way, she, like the player, ends up learning like many facts about Saturn, all while playing a game. So I think it was a really fun and interesting way of learning, and Yeah.
That's very sophisticated and
We have
Very-
smart students.
very advanced. Yeah. And I know that you told me backstage before we went on the air that you'd like to be a neurosurgeon in the future, right? I guess you were talking about the creativity and the brain and all that. You want to relate this to that, right? To see what's there that makes these miracles and the problem solving practice too. I think we have to listen to Anna a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just can't help but think, as these students are talking about their projects, how proud we are of them for all their hard work and their patience with us. This is our first time putting together such extensive projects like this and trying to help them think outside of the box. And they totally rolled with everything that we threw at them. They worked awesome together with their teammates, and they created some really cool projects, and we're so proud of them. And you guys have done amazing things.
Yes.
Back to you.
So, I mean, our goal is to get them to apply in the outside world what they learn in school. And sometimes kids aren't able to translate the learning that happens in school to the outside world.
Making an inference. Yeah.
Yes, and so that was one of our goals. And the other goal was, again, to problem solve what happens when there's an issue. How do we disagree respectfully? And I think that that's something that our world in general can use more of.
Healthy discourse.
Absolutely. And it was really heartening to see that they were able to do this with each other, that if they had an issue, they were able to talk through it. I said it's always okay to disagree, but what's not okay is to disagree and then become disrespectful in your disagreements.
Maybe you have to teach our politicians how to.
Agree. I wish they could have come in and seen
Let us
and witnessed.
let us send them an invitation.
Yes.
Tell them to come here and.
Agree. And I just think, and I think I speak for all of us when we're all sort of in that boat with wanting them to grow, both in their academics and in their social skills, and being able to not shy away from the hard stuff, and to take it head on and realize this is tough, but we can work together and get through it. And I think these are just 4 of the really incredible students that we have. I mean, all of them are really fantastic. So
we knew now our future brain surgeon here, right?
yes.
And let us go to Shahd. What would you like to be in the future?
I want to be an electromagnetic engineer.
Tell me, what does this mean?
So basically, an electrical engineer which deals with like circuit boards and electricity and like building that with like magnets and like making it come together into like one thing.
That's really advanced.
Very.
Mackenzie.
I want to be an architect when I'm older because I like the creative and kind of the STEM aspect of it, and I like to solve puzzles, and I like to think of these buildings and think of how they'll be lived in and like how they could be loved. And I have always wanted to do something with design or engineering and that type of stuff. And when I was in 4th grade, I did a architecture project, and ever since then I've wanted to be an architect.
So you put science and art together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
I don't really know. I like doing a little bit of everything. I haven't really decided yet.
So you want to explore various
Yes.
areas?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He's got time.
Okay, let me ask now the teachers about your feeling about your job, honestly. Because we are talking to our community now, and our community knows, everyone knows, that we have some problems as far as how to attract people to this profession. It's a very demanding profession. a very important one. But we still in the way to really recognize the role of teachers in more meaningful way. So how do you feel about your job and about what you're doing with the kids? I mean, definitely those kids didn't learn this unless they have good mentors and teachers behind them. So tell me about your feeling.
Well, I'm not going to deny that teaching is a demanding job, especially in May. We're all feeling that. But I have to say, every day I enjoy the difference that I get to make and see how the students really are growing. And then when their passion ignites my passion as well. To see them so excited about a project and so engaged in science and in STEM, and then, like Mackenzie mentioned, the art and the science coming together, and to see them so excited, it just makes me fall just back in love with my job every day when I see that happening. So yes, there are challenges, but I think that the goods outweigh the bads.
Tasha, talk to me about the parents. How the parents, from your conversation with them, how do they react to what you are doing in this grant and the work they do?
Sure. The reaction I've got from parents has been very positive.
I see that, we have all the parents here tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't show them unless we have a couple minutes. I don't know if he can roll. Like you see, he's saying no. So, but they are here.
Yeah.
And that by itself is a great support.
Mm-hmm. They've been very supportive and excited about these projects we've been doing. I think they understand the need for this for their kids as much as we do. So I think they're very appreciative that we've been able to give that to them.
Mickey, I want you to tell me how much kids participate in the decision making.
How much kids participate in decision making? I think in 5th and 6th grade, especially at Borlaug, in the projects that we had for them, when we just gave them the template, they're making a lot of decisions on their own. We kind of just give them that broad structure of what to do, and they just take it and run with it.
Excellent. Anybody would like to add anything? We have a couple more minutes, maybe 2 or... Jill, you have anything to add?
I would just say that I'm super proud of all of us. I mean, it was a lot to be able to complete 2 big projects per grade in 1 year. So I'm super proud of my team. I love my team. We really are like a family. We genuinely like each other. And the kids are fantastic. Again, these 4 kids are outstanding, but all of our kids are just great. And so we could not do what we did without the support of them, without the support of Mrs. Chopa, our principal, without the ICCSD Foundation giving us the grant, and then the parents. The parents are huge. Teaching is really tough, and when you don't have parent support, it's tougher. And it's just such a partnership, and it really does take everybody working together. And I think that's why it was so successful, is because we're all here, right? And so, and these 4 were present and problem solved, and we all met routinely and worked through things together, and it was just super positive.
And I want to ask, maybe I should ask Katie about that. Katie,
Yes.
Give me an idea about the ratio between male students and female students in the participation.
Actually, in 6th grade, it's pretty close to even. I think we have a little bit more female students than male students, but it's pretty even in regards to that. I'm not sure about 5th grade.
It's about the same.
About the same. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's, sometimes we notice that in activities that are a little bit out of the curriculum, we have more female participation than male participation. I mean, girls participate more. That's our observation from the viewing over the years, over 30 years on the air. Anybody would like to add? You are the heroes here, so would you like, it's your chance now to look at the camera and tell something to the other kids who are watching you now on YouTube or on Channel 4 or PATV. Shanza, go ahead.
I would say that just try to be as involved in your dreams, in your future jobs that you're interested in, and just try to be as involved as possible in whatever you can, because this sort of knowledge and these experiences will benefit for you a lot when you grow older and you can look back to them.
Shah, do you want to add something?
Honestly, just participate and try your best, because if you don't, then you can't really think that you're gonna live up to what you like want to become.
Mackenzie, what would you tell kids who are watching you now?
Well, you two kind of mentioned it, but I would say just to get involved, and that you like through getting involved, you can learn things, and you just need to follow your dreams and try your hardest, and yeah.
Emmett.
Well, similar to what they said, you should participate, be there and go the extra mile, be involved in what you're doing and make sure you really understand it, and that way you will do a good job.
They all talk very well too.
They do.
Amazing. They know the material, they know how to present it. And I read the document. That was very impressive of the stone. Yeah,
Yes,
that
it
was amazing document. I wish everybody can read it. How are you going to publish it?
I don't know, talk to the author. I'll have to talk to his constituents on his
Yeah,
sixth
you're
grade
the
scheme
author?
for that.
The document?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's very impressive. And thank you for sharing with us
Thank you
all
for
these
having us.
activities.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are very proud to have you come back again.
We will,
Yeah.
next year.
And I would like to thank the parents who are there in the studio with us. Your participation is immensely important. And thank you very much, and thanks for the real heroes here. And thank you for the leadership and the teachers that are donating their time, their tears and blood for this job.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And,
much.
ladies and gentlemen, have a very good night. We are on YouTube tonight, and we are on Channel 4. And watch the listing to see the time, and on Public Access TV, Channel 18. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
and have a very good night.